wearing myself. For the story behind, do follow me. Pumpkin Recycles. Everything will be free of charge. Schools will not be an imposing area. Homes will not be a dictatorship area. And churches, there will be just one temple whereby everybody who is spiritually inclined and a light worker goes to actually meditate and share ideas on how to evolve spiritually, where everyone and anyone can go and actually find peace. I want people to actually grow physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and otherwise without actually paying for it. Hello elements, I hope you guys are good. It's a Friday again. I'm back from delivering samosas. Today I'm also at the park. Just that I changed locations because it's really painful, it's tiring holding the phone with my hands. Today I have both hands elements as I'm holding an umbrella. The sun is scorching, if I can show you. Scorching. So to prevent the sun from scorching, I decided to bring myself an umbrella today because I'm not seated where I normally sit. Okay, today I'm here to continue in proposing the plan. I'm coming back with the plan layout on how I think this thing of eliminating money should come about. Okay. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot. Today I'm wearing myself the earrings. For the story behind, do follow me on Facebook, Pumpkin Recycles. It has a very, very, very deep meaning behind it. And besides talking about the spring, it has a very deep spiritual meaning behind it. But then it does somehow feature in this video today. Since we've established that most countries, especially those that own or created the money, will not allow this transition to happen, especially in their countries. So I propose that those countries who feel like this proposal resonates with them can take them up. Maybe not now, maybe not in this day and age, and maybe not in the next 100 years, but if you implement it now, in the next 1,000 years, it would be something in progress, right? Okay, so this is how I think this thing should be. As I said, that there should be a government, just one government. Like maybe, for example, this thing is being done in Africa, and as Africa is united into one country, let's take that Africa is already united to one country as just Africa as a whole. And then we have this currency, the AU, so that we're able to trade with the other countries that did not adopt this process. So the AU is there, is put in place, but nobody has the AU in their hands. The AU is in the Reserve Bank of the country called the African Union. That's the name of the government. And the money is also called the African Union, which is the currency. So it is put or placed in the Reserve Bank so that we're able to buy things from other countries and they come to our country as free of charge. Everybody gets them for free, right? So how is the life? Everybody does things for another person free of charge. If you're an engineer, you engineer anywhere possible free of charge, because you know that a service you cannot do will come to you free of charge, indirectly or direct, but either way you will also get services free of charge. So you provide your own skills and techniques for other people free of charge, and you get them indirectly or directly free of charge too. So that's just the way of life. Interrelating. It's called symbiosis, the relationship. Now we're living, now that's life. People give birth. And another thing, the rationing of birthing. Giving birth is a natural process. Having a baby is a natural process. Restricting that thing is already artificial. We're already adopting something artificial by restricting people on having a certain number of babies, right? So a person will have a certain number of babies. Either way, it's not a loss, because eventually they will grow up and they will be able to give us or help the society with their skills or techniques, right? So a person can have as many babies as they want, as long as their souls permit them, right? And then these babies grow up, they get free food, the family gets free everything is just free. You understand the freedom I'm talking about? Everybody gets everything free of charge, you feel me? While in turn they provide services out there free of charge. Everything is just free, you feel me? Because eventually, at the end of the day, it's human beings who are bringing in the service. It's not money. It's not like you bring in the money and the money does the job. It's the human being. The human being actually does the job. So why not just take the human being and let him do the job without getting paid, because he will get something else in return, free of charge. That's what I'm trying to say. The school system. Schools will still be there, but then they will not be implementing this robot training kind of mentality, right? Because apparently schools were created this way so that the babies can adapt to the 9 to 5 work environment while they're still young, so that they cannot get this biological clock shock once they get to the 9 to 5 job. So this kind of school method was created so that they can easily adapt in the workplace. So what I'm trying to say is that will be eliminated with this freedom process. What will be done is a baby will allowed to come to school. I don't know what we'll be calling it then. Will be allowed to come to school at any time he or she feels like coming to school. So when they get there, they're not taught. Teachers are eliminated, because the word teacher means that you are actually implementing and imposing a certain kind of knowledge onto somebody. You are teaching that person. You're not allowing the person to bring out their personality, but you are actually imposing something onto them. So that kind of education will be eliminated. What will be done is there will be a mentor or a tutor or a guardian who just dedicates his or her time to sit in those institutions, let's call them institutions, whereby the babies or children or anybody who's still at the learning stage will just come and go. No levels, no tertiary, no anything, right? There'll just be the levels will be divided according to age, but not that this is primary, this is high school, this is tertiary. No, it won't be like that. It will just be like, this is a tutor or a guardian for children from this age to this age, from this age to this age, up until 18, right? So what will be done is the children would get there, sit, meditate, and then speak out or share their imaginations or theories or anything that they feel like is out of this world. And everything is jotted down and actually understood or put into a chart whereby it's analyzed. Who knows, maybe science is not in those labs and institutions and huge departments. What if it's just in a 5-year-old baby who's that curious to actually come out with something? A cure for cancer. Who knows? It's from a 5-year-old, but then we're busy teaching them, imposing, and actually feeding them something that doesn't resonate with their soul, or that doesn't really go hand in hand with the universe. We're teaching them things that were taught during the 1920s when there was an industrial boom. That's when that knowledge was needed, during the 1920s, because they knew that they were actually training robots to go and work a 9 to 5. Now the 9 to 5 is saturated. It's evidence enough that it's not time. 9 to 5s are gone. They are phasing out. That's why everybody goes out there, learns a skill at an institute, a high level of learning at an institution, and comes home and sit, especially in my country, because it's proof, it's evidence enough that the time is up for turning people into robots. Now it's time to evolve, to actually awaken the real you. So in schools, my kind of schools, I believe that the children will be the ones teaching us what we do not know. Will actually bring out the personality of the child, bring out theories and whatever, bring out the soul in the child. Because who knows, maybe we'll learn something. Babies are very imaginative. They're imaginative beings, and their souls are still more in the spiritual realm than in the physical realm. So imagine what we're going to learn, how much we're going to learn from them, other than imposing what we have accumulated in the physical realm. So I feel like in schools we should just eliminate imposing things and teaching things on to babies and children and all that. Rather, let them tell us what they believe or what they think or what they feel, and then we use that to develop, right? Forget about saying, oh no, they're just babies, they don't know anything. Actually they do. They know even more than we do. So that's how I feel the school system should be. You get there at your own time and comfort. You meditate, you spit out your theories, everything is jotted down and further researched. That's how I believe the school should be. In homes, I feel like parents will, let me just say will, because I'm talking about a system here which will be implemented. I don't care whether it will be implemented 1,000 years from now or 2,000 years from now. I do not care, but I know that one day this system will be implemented. Parents will listen to their children. Whatever they say, they listen and understand. And if they do not feel like this thing, whatever the baby has suggested or a child has suggested, if the parents do not feel like is okay or will build the family as a whole, then they sit down with the child and they actually explain to the child as to why they feel like this will not work, and then they compromise and come to a common ground. What I'm trying to say is, we should be, as a family, we should treat each other the way we treat each other currently at workplaces, because you do not expect your superior to be hitting you around and dictating whatever they feel is right or whatever they feel is okay to them. But then what is happening in the workplace right now is your superior leads you, but whatever you feel or think is right, the superior sits and listens to you. So you work as a team instead. It's a team that has input. Everybody's input is considered, but then with the leader then decides what is right and what isn't right, with everybody's input considered. So if we can conduct our families like we conduct the workplace, it will become a better place. So in this unmonetized generation, unmonetized era, the element era, there won't be any money. Nobody will have money. Everything will be free of charge. Schools will not be an imposing area. Homes will not be a dictatorship area. And churches, coming to churches, this is how it's going to work. Everybody will go to church without judging the other person's beliefs or philosophies. You go there to only do light work. You do not care what the other person thinks or does, as long as you are both doing light work. As long as nobody is being evil or a dark magician, everybody is there for a similar purpose, which is light working, giving back to the community, serving your soul purpose, helping others serve their soul purpose, helping others grow. That's what we're there to do. Whether you're practicing Muslim or Buddhism or Buddhism or Christianity or African religion, it won't matter. There'll just be one building dedicated for spirituality. Then people can go on their own to their respective churches, but then there will be just one temple whereby everybody who is spiritually inclined and a light worker goes to actually meditate and share ideas on how to evolve spiritually and how to build each other, where everyone and anyone can go and actually find peace regardless of their religion. That's how I believe church will be. Right now, I've been trying to raise funds to actually feed vulnerable babies in my country. I've been trying by all means. I've been selling samosas, I've been selling waffles, I'm teaching classes, I'm trying by all means possible. But then I cannot. The moment I try to make enough money, inflation hits. And then I only find myself only being able to put food on my table. The little that I have only puts bread on my table. No, I can't even buy luxury. That's how bad it is. I can only afford to put bread on my table. So I cannot feed the next soul. So imagine a life without money, whereby the next person who is not privileged right now has actually the chance to put food on his or her own table by merely using his or her skills. God-given skills, not a paper that proves that you can worship money. If you want to understand what I'm talking about right now, check my previous video. So in this element era, anybody can actually earn a living. Anybody can actually have basic needs. For luxury, then that's when maybe you can do something extra. Let's say everyone is dedicated a time slot that everybody works from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. I'm just making an example. From 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. everybody reports to their dedicated or whatever they want to do on the day. Everybody is expected. If you're above 18, you're expected to at least do something in your line. Right? And nobody is allowed to be taught a skill. You only use your God-given skill. Right? Because I know that out there are God-given engineers, somebody who doesn't need to go to school to actually practice engineering. It's just in him. So those engineers should actually, from 8 to 4, should be practicing that and doing that and offering that service to other people for free. And then if you actually want luxury in your life, because we should actually put into consideration that energy emitted should work for you in return. So if you work from 4 upwards, those hours will be actually calculated into something. Maybe those hours put will be jot down and written that this so and so put so many hours, which means that if he wants, let's say that I'm a cleaner, I actually sweep the streets. Okay, from 8 to 5, from 8 to 4, I'm sweeping the streets. And then I decide to actually put in more work to sweep the streets from 4 to 6 p.m. Then it's jot down that, okay, so and so decided to work from 6 to 8 p.m. I mean, from 4 to 6 p.m. So we do a certain conversion. We play around with the hours in exchange for benefits. So if this person asks for more water in his place of residence, then the person who is actually providing services for more water comes in to give this person more water because he's actually worked for more hours. So you actually you exchange energy for energy, not actually then physicalizing the energy, you feel me, making it money, but exchange spiritual energy for spiritual energy, exchange divinity for divinity, you feel me. So if you put in more work, more free services should come to you. That will motivate people to put in more work. right? But then you cannot say that you haven't done the work at 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. but then you'll be like, let me just sleep the whole day. I'll just wake up from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. and do something and then demand more services. No. You're actually monitored. That's okay. You have done the work. These are actually extra hours. You may be even shocked as time goes by. These people won't even need monitoring because it will be something that they are born with and actually see it happening, being modeled before them, and then they actually adopt it unconsciously, and it will just happens naturally with them without even being monitored, you see. So that's how it will, because apparently genes, the genetic codes are actually altered because of what is happening right now. So if I decide right now that I'll be doing a certain kind of thing, maybe I'll be meditating for 8 hours in a day every day, my genetic code will be altered into meditating, right? So the babies I will give birth to will have the meditation genetic code. Meditation will come naturally to them. They won't have to be forced or motivated towards meditation, because what I did genetically modified their genes. If it makes sense. So apparently that's how genetics work. Whatever is being practiced now influences the future, right? So if this thing is modeled or done for at least 500 years religiously, the babies born then will actually just adapt. They will see it as a natural way of life, such that it won't be a forced chore, right, to them. They will just be motivated to wake up at 8 a.m., go to school to meditate and share ideas, go to church or whatever that temple will be to help others grow spiritually, come back home to help the family grow, right? By the time they're 18, they're that perfect individuals according to today's society. Not perfect, but then according to their society during that alimentation era, they will be normal human beings, and there won't be this pressure for being perfect, because you will be living your own life according to your own instincts. It will just be an instinctive reflex to help or to give back to society, right? So what I'm saying is, if that's how we can evolve towards as human beings, the world can be a better place, because there won't be need for luxury or needs for basic needs, because you will be having basic needs free of charge. The only thing you'll be working for, putting extra hours for, will be luxury, and the way this thing will be implemented will be such a way that this luxury will be brought forth to motivate people, not to actually put pressure onto other people. Because right now I feel like money is putting pressure on us. Because take me for instance, I have a degree. I am degreed. I'm effing degreed, right? But then I decided to just leave this thing because I do not understand. I'm only degreed because of societal norms and standards. Even though I did follow society and actually got degreed and actually got a job, I earned peanuts, close to peanuts, like 3,500 emalangeni. Convert that into your local currency. That's how much I earned with my degree. Like an internationally recognizable degree, I earned 3,500 emalangeni. So that's why it just demotivated me even more. I hated a 9 to 5, and when I forced myself into getting a 9 to 5, I got underpaid. So imagine how this thing, it just puts pressure on you to follow societal norms. They bow before whatever is happening. But I'm not earning much, I'm suffering. It doesn't matter, be strong. You need money, right? You need money, right? So you see, we're living under anxiety and depression because of money. You see, you're actually forced to comply, or else you starve, you see. But then, what about those who are skilled and did not have the privilege to go through school and actually earn the degree, the paper? What about those? They're skilled. So it's game over for them just because they are underprivileged. Yet they have so much skills to actually survive and put food on the table. But then just because now the only way that is used for natural selection is money. If you don't have money, you're culled. I don't believe money should be used as natural selection. It's not natural, it's artificial. It's actually created by human beings. So why not use a natural way of artificial selection? If you don't have a skill, or if you're lazy, then you have a problem. Why don't you actually do it like that? Your energy, your spiritual energy, your divinity, your strength actually should be the one actually determining whether you're living lavishly or not. You put in the work, you get something in return. So yes, I believe that even now, if people cannot go back to the element, if people cannot adopt the element era, they prefer money, then why not just go out there, a person comes to a certain organization and be like, you know what, I can actually connect pipes. And they're like, show us. And then you actually show it and you prove them wrong. And they're like, wow, he really or she really can connect these pipes. And you're hired just like that because you proved them wrong with your skill, not the paper. Right? A paper is only proof that you were able to cram and bow before the system, the imposing system. That's only what it proves. It doesn't prove that you're skilled. No, it proves that you were able to bow and accept theories being imposed to you, and you actually were able to cram those theories successfully. That's the only thing it proves. So why not employ people due to their skills, or employ people because they actually convinced you that they can actually do the job? But then since that I'm 100% sure that will not be done. We can never evolve into hiring underqualified. Yes, you cannot evolve to employing underqualified people. Since we cannot evolve to that, let's just change the whole system altogether and go to the element era then, whereby there is no money, no pressure, no nothing. A person is just allowed to live instinctively while actually acquiring the basic needs. That's all I want. I want people to actually to be able to grow physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and otherwise without actually paying for it. Why can't we get things free of charge? Because we came into this world to actually get everything for free. Why am I paying for water, a natural resource? The next thing we'll be paying for air. Trust me, the next thing we'll be paying for air soon. The way we're going with this route, the speed and direction, we're paying for air. Trust me. So I feel like we should be adopting this thing. And somebody will say, what if somebody is too lazy? They will just be sleeping and all that. I'm like, it's okay. We're here for harmony. We're here to help each other, to bring each other up, not to get something out of the other person. It's not tit for tat. If that person is lazy, then it's okay. He's actually on earth to waste his energy and soul. Leave him. Let him or her be. It's okay. We'll still provide the services for them because there'll be human rights. You'll be getting them for free because there'll be human rights, right? The fact that you're lazy, it means that you're actually wasting your soul and your energy. It will be your own karma, your own cup of tea. We have done our part to raise you up and actually be there for you as a community and as your family. But then you were the one who didn't want to utilize your soul and energy for the good. So that will be completely up to you. It's your baby, right? So in all, what I'm trying to say is, if we can just adopt the alimentation era as the human race, it could be good. But then I'm 100% sure that most people, especially those who created money, will not allow us to devolve into that era. But then those who are able to actually adapt it and allow that nobody is actually allowed to handle money within the country, there will be just that government in control of the money, which will be used to buy things from other countries which we do not have. Buy food, buy skills, buy resources, to provide the population or the citizens that kind of a resource free of charge. And the surplus we make as a country is then taken to that government to be sold to other countries. Money acquired from that transaction is saved in that government bank account for future use. Everybody wins. Everybody gets at least basic needs. And then those who put in more work, like work after hours, will be the one who actually get more resources or luxuries. Yes, there will be corruption, because we're human beings. We're in the 3-dimension. We're greedy. We want more, even though we have things, but then we always want more. There will be corruption, but then at least it won't be that kind of corruption whereby another person is extremely wealthy and the other one is extremely poor, right? The person who's greedy will be greedy and will actually acquire more resources. It's okay, as long as we all have something, right? And then if that person actually gets greedy and acquires more things than others, it's okay. That's how he's decided to utilize his or her own energy. It's his or her own karma, his or her own cup of tea, his baby. We do not care. We have tried to help him, to uplift him, but then he decided to do that. So it should be that kind of society whereby everybody is heard and everybody is considered, everybody is helped, everything is done for free, not expecting something in return, right? Helping everybody free of charge with anything you have or anything you want to help with, without expecting anything in return. And if whatever you put out there is not reciprocated, it's okay, because you do not lack anything after all. It's okay. If it's not reciprocated, whoever is in charge of reciprocating that is actually accumulating his or her own karma. He will actually deal with that, right? You have played your part. He or she should play a part. If he doesn't, then he should deal with his or her own karma. Let's just get into an era whereby a person knows that by doing this, I'm actually accumulating negative karma. Done. I'm doing something good just to serve my sole purpose and to build my community. If I'm doing something bad, then I'm actually accumulating negative karma. Full stop. Not actually working for money, worshipping money. I'm only doing this so that I can have money. No, nobody will actually be pressurized into earning money, because you'll be actually having everything you need to survive in this lifetime. Then what's pressurizing you? Nothing but karma. So yes, karma will be the only motivation behind humankind. Full stop. I hope it makes sense. Love you, elements. Good day.